It's primary night in West Virginia. Citizens are choosing who will be on the ballot for the highest offices in the Mountain State. Eyewitness News is tracking all the major races. Our special coverage begins right now.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. It is Election Day across West Virginia, and we've got a lot to unpack for you tonight.
And the clock is ticking until the polls close in just 1 hour exactly.
Yeah, we're in Martinsburg and Charleston following the GOP governor's race.
Anthony Kahn is keeping tabs on the race for U.S. Senate, and Anna Saunders is ready for a busy night at Kanawha County voters registration. All eyes tonight on the GOP race for governor. Daniel Burbank is with three-term Attorney General Patrick Morrisey, and Paige Taylor is standing by at the Marriott in Charleston with Moore Capito, his closest opponent in the polls. Now, Daniel, let's start with you.
Well, absolutely, Gina. You know, Attorney General Patrick Morrisey continues to say that he's the proven conservative. That's a common phrase that we hear both in the television advertisements and a lot of the answers to the questions that he gets from the press. Now, the 56-year-old Brooklyn native is still leading in the polls, although it's close with Moore Capito, and that gap has narrowed over the past month. But I'll tell you, he had several talking points to say as a last-minute push to voters. Let's begin with the first one here. He says Biden is doing a number on this country, and he wants to stand up for West Virginians. So he's fighting for transparency when counties receive opioid settlement money. Morrisey says that we need to protect existing coal and natural gas companies in the state because without it, West Virginia would suffer. He says the push for electric vehicles by 2032 is going to have a rippling effect on our state economy. According to the U.S. Energy Information Administration in 2022, West Virginia was the second largest coal producer in the nation behind Wyoming. I spoke with him a short time ago, making his last-minute push to voters. Take a listen to what he had to say.
I think it's really unfortunate when someone who's been the product of this political royalty to be able to say that. I've been running a campaign based on the issues. Voters know that every single ad we've done has been positive. There was one where we did a contrast, but we've talked about the record. We've talked about the future of West Virginia in a way that these guys haven't. These guys have been products of the swamps of Washington and Charleston. We want to make sure that we're sending a message that those days are over now.
Now, Morrisey says that he did vow to challenge the rule, the EPA's new rule requiring strict carbon recapture emissions on coal-fired power plants by 2047. And, of course, those polls close in less than an hour. Now, the press room has been open for a while. That watch party is just about to get underway. And, of course, we'll have those election results as soon as they start coming in. For now, live in Martinsburg, Daniel Burbank, Eyewitness News.
And like Daniel said, it's certainly a tight race between Morrisey and former state delegate Moore Capito, the son of Senator Shelley Moore Capito. Morrisey has spent double on his campaign than what Capito shelled out for ads. And Paige Taylor is live with a Capito campaign right now. And Paige, even though he's outspent, he got a big endorsement from Governor Jim Justice.
Yeah, Dave and Gina, Governor Justice announced his endorsement of Capito's campaign last month. He says that the Capito family has a long history in West Virginia politics. He referred to him as, quote, from a family of thoroughbreds. Capito is the son of U.S. Senator Shelley Moore Capito and the grandson of three-term West Virginia Governor Arch Moore. He says he wants to become governor to take West Virginia to the next level. Education and public safety are two topics Capito has largely focused on throughout his campaign. Capito says he wants to make sure every child has access to an A-plus education, and he wants to make sure families have a safe place to raise their children by addressing crime. He told Eyewitness News since he is a father, the future of the state of West Virginia is personal to him.
It's very evident the candidate that's out in the communities, that is working harder than anybody else to make sure that I am in every single community and every single county talking to all West Virginians to know and learn about what the issues are at the forefront.
Capito is an attorney and former House Judiciary Committee chairman. He served in the House since 2016 before resigning last year to focus on his run for governor. And we'll be keeping a close eye on those polls as they close in about an hour. Live in Charleston, Paige Taylor, Eyewitness News.
Well, car salesman Chris Miller, son of Congresswoman Carol Miller, emerged as a wild card in the race, best known for his hyper-energetic TV ads for his family car business. He says he wants to lead the state into the future.
We are capable of doing amazing things. And if we all roll up our sleeves and get focused right now with the people in the state of West Virginia and how great they are, we can accomplish amazing things. So that's why I'm running for governor. I want to be our next leader that takes us into the 21st century, and I will do everything I can to make sure that everybody out there watching has everything that they need to raise their families and keep them right here in the great state of West Virginia.
And Secretary of State Mac Warner says he's choosing to focus on the positive momentum he's created during his campaign.
I want people to understand that I have been a West Virginia Republican longer than the other three candidates combined, all right? I'm not a Johnny-come-lately. I've been at this my whole life as one of professional service. Look at the candidates, compare our qualifications, our experience, and you'll see that there's one that stands head and shoulders above the others, and that's Mac Warner.
And the polls are looking rough for five-term Representative Alex Mooney as he battles two-term Governor Jim Justice for Senator Joe Manchin's seat.
Yeah, Anthony Kahn joins us live at the governor's mansion right now in Charleston alongside Justice's campaign that's maintained a sizable lead since the very beginning of this race. Right, Anthony?
Yeah, Dave, Gina, that's right. Justice has polled much better than Mooney. ABC News publishing results of a 538 poll showing Justice leading by 60%. And now Justice has been West Virginia's governor since 2016. And now in his final term, he's eyeing up Capitol Hill. Running against him, Alex Mooney. He's been the congressman since 2015, looking to jump to the Senate side. Before that, he was a Maryland state senator for 12 years. 2 years ago, Mooney beat out fellow incumbent David McKinley up north after the state had to redistrict due to losing population. Now, when Mooney won that race in 2022, he touted the support of Donald Trump. He does not have that this time, though, as Trump has endorsed Jim Justice. Mooney has called himself the only true conservative in this race. Here's what Justice, a former Democrat, had to say about that.
It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. I mean, look at my entire agenda of what I've done. Judge me by my deeds, whether it be standing for life or the Second Amendment or the NRA or absolutely minding the store, gigantic tax breaks.
Now, this U.S. Senate seat is open because Senator Joe Manchin announced that he would not be seeking another term. The winner tonight will then move on to take on a Democratic challenger in the fall election. And I'll be following this race here tonight. Polls close at 7:30. We've already noticed that the gate here at the governor's mansion has been opened. Some people have been following in, not a huge crowd yet, but they are definitely getting ready for tonight's festivities. We'll be keeping up on all of this and speaking with Governor Justice as those results come in later tonight. For now, live outside the governor's mansion, Anthony Kahn, Eyewitness News.
And very pleasant weather in Charleston right now. A little sun peeking through. We had some early showers, but the rest of the day has been pretty quiet. But we are starting to see some downpours popping up across the tri-state, especially eastern Kentucky, right along the border with West Virginia. Radar satellite getting a bit more active out that way, particularly down in Martin County. That's where we've got some pretty heavy rain right now, extending up Route 52, starting to make its way into southern Wayne County. So some heavy rain there. It's not severe, but there's been some thunder, lightning, and maybe some street flooding out of that as that gradually lifts its way north. And really the best rain opportunities through about 8 o'clock will be west of I-77. And then after 8 o'clock, we'll start to see that activity shifting further on off to the east. So if you're going to be out and about this evening, definitely want to keep an umbrella in hand. You have less than an hour to get to the polls. Temps are in the 60s and 70s right now. And again, a lot of us, it's pretty nice. But there will be some shower opportunities later on tonight. And we'll probably wake up with at least some scattered showers tomorrow morning, along with some fog and low clouds at 60 degrees. We're dodging more downpours tomorrow. I'll have more on that coming up in your full forecast ahead.
And luckily, no major problems to report at the polls today, which, by the way, they close in about 50 minutes, 7:30. Now, the Kanawha County did see about 20 poll workers bail on their commitment to work at the last minute. But the Secretary of State's office said all polling places in the Mountain State opened. While numbers are incomplete, early voting showed a plunge from 2016, the last non-COVID presidential primary, and turnout is expected to be relatively low, despite those hotly contested Senate and governor contests on the Republican ballot. With a little more than, actually a little less than an hour left, the Secretary of State's office says your county clerk is the best place to deal with any of those last-minute problems you might encounter.
If you see something nefarious or confusing or suspicious, you can always call our office, 558-6000. You can also call 877-FRAUD-WV. And we always recommend voters call their county clerk. The local county clerk, those are the boots on the ground. They're the ones that can solve a poll worker issue at the election room, if there's a situation with a ballot or a ballot style or a machine. And they're the ones able to respond fast.
Well, since the Democrat and Republican presidential nominations are apparently determined this year ahead of the conventions, that driver for voter turnout is gone. Kanawha County Clerk Vera McCormick says while there have been some reports of lines, she wasn't really sure if that was turnout related or simply because the ballot is so long.
Well, the weather held out today for the time trials for the Pro Road National Championships in Charleston, but tomorrow they'll kick off in the morning, and I think there'll be some scattered downpours around, so we're probably not quite as lucky tomorrow. Thursday looks good, but then later Friday and into the weekend, more showers and storms are likely, particularly focused on late Friday and Saturday at this point. We'll be taking a closer look at that and how the temperatures are going to be behaving as we head into next week coming up. Well, looking good in the Kanawha Valley right now. A little spotty showers up around Sissonville earlier, but sun's peeking through the clouds. Pretty pleasant temps, too. But west of Charleston, we're starting to see some downpours popping up. This isn't severe, but there are some downpours here and there. One spreading past Hamlin right now. Everything's kind of moving northwest, following a southeast flow. So Charleston, Huntington are pretty good right now. Huntington, I think some rain is on the way, though, probably an hour or so from now, probably just after the polls close. And there's the downpours right now, southern Wayne County down through Martin County. That's a quick 1/2 to 1 inch of rain. So, definitely could cause some heavy ponding on the roads, maybe some storm drain backups briefly as that drifts its way northward, eventually up towards the Wayne area. It might weaken at that point. But that'll be the focal point for the next couple of hours across western West Virginia, into southeastern Ohio, eastern Kentucky. And then after 8 o'clock, we'll start to see kind of a weakening band of showers press its way on off to the east. And more of those will pop up here and there into tomorrow morning. And there'll be some fog and cloud cover kicking off our Wednesday. We've got to dodge more downpours tomorrow. We'll take a closer look at that and about a better forecast for Thursday coming up in just a bit.
Coming up after the break, we take a look at one of the races to watch in Kanawha County, the race for prosecuting attorney.
And we are keeping a close eye on several races in Kanawha County tonight for you.
And this includes the race for prosecuting attorney. Let's check in with Anna Saunders with a preview of that race. Anna?
Yeah, this race features 2 women who have both served as assistant prosecuting attorneys and now want to lead the office. And if either of them win tonight and then go on to win in November, they would become the first woman to do so. Now, both are running on the Republican side. Deborah Rusnick currently serves as an assistant prosecuting attorney and has for almost a decade. Morgan Switzer previously served in this office, first as an intern and then as an assistant for 3 years. She's been working as an attorney for the Justice Administration, but wants to return to the prosecutor's office. I spoke with both of the candidates this week about what sets them apart.
I have been lead counsel in 360 felony cases. Circuit court cases. My opponent has been lead counsel in only 17. And I think that sets me apart leaps and bounds in terms of courtroom experience, but I've also been at the office for such an extensive period of time that, again, I am seeing the inner workings of the office.
We need to stop focusing on how many cases we've tried, how many convictions we've gotten, how many years we've locked away someone, and we need to focus on the quality of work. The quality of work is what matters. Connecting with the people, sitting down with, survivors in magistrate court, giving them the time of day. That's the biggest thing that I've noticed.
Now, the winner of this race will face a Democratic challenger in John Mitchell in November. This just one of the races we're following tonight in Kanawha County, along with magistrate, Board of Education, circuit court judge, and many more. All here tonight as those results come in. We will be sure to update you. Live here in Charleston, Anna Saunders, Eyewitness News.
We're not quite done with our election coverage just yet. We're taking you back to Jefferson County for the latest on congressional candidate Riley Moore.
Well, less than a tenth of an inch of rain for Charleston Huntington today, and that was earlier this morning. We'll probably add to that later on tonight, and we've certainly added to that down in southeastern Kentucky, western West Virginia. We've seen about an inch of rain in some of these spots, so some street flooding, ponding. That's drifting its way north. So western parts of West Virginia will be impacted by that next couple hours. And eventually what's left of it will kind of drift its way across the Kanawha Valley. And we'll wake up to this. Some scattered downpours, some showers around tomorrow morning, about 60 degrees with some clouds. There's a couple more at lunchtime. And in the afternoon, it's not a terrible look. Some dry hours, maybe even a little sun, about 70 degrees. But there will be some of these slow-moving downpours around to dodge. You get caught under one, it could linger for an hour, hour and a half. Then that will tail off Thursday morning with some clouds and fog early, a spotty shower chance. Otherwise, Thursday looks nice, 78. Before more showers and storms return Friday, and those look like they could linger through the weekend. Certainly Saturday. Now some of the forecast models even hang on some of that rain into Sunday as well. We'll see if we can speed that system up a bit. It does get warmer and drier first half of next week, though.
Well, you know, polls will be closing in about 40 minutes around the Mountain State. Several races have a lot of people throwing their hat into the ring, including West Virginia's 2nd Congressional District.
Chloe Mesangaitis from our sister station joins us live from the Riley Moore campaign in Charlestown. Hi, Chloe.
Hey guys, good evening. Yeah, we're here at the Riley Moore camp in Charlestown, and it's starting to get a little bit busy as those polls are going to be closing, well, in less than an hour. Now, obviously, Riley Moore currently is the West Virginia state treasurer, has a lot of experience in politics, currently serving as the state treasurer, but prior to that was the state delegate and also was a national security advisor to the U.S. House. Now, he's just one of 5 of those candidates hoping to get this Republican nomination tonight to serve West Virginia's 2nd Congressional District. Now, Moore says if elected, if granted this opportunity, he's going to really hone in on education, getting some of those opportunities into the hands of those parents and students who really have been lacking them in the last few years. Now, he says that that is something he wants to hone in on, giving them those opportunities and elaborating on that much more. Now, obviously, polls going to be closing at 7:30. We're expecting more people to be filling in here at the Moore campaign. We'll have updates for you throughout the evening here. For now, live in Charlestown, I'm Chloe Mesagaitis. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Chloe. Well, Storm Team meteorologist Doug Harlow has one final check of your forecast next.
Weather Window, presented by the National Weather Desk.
This week in short-lived tornado surprised everyone when it appeared yesterday afternoon at a golf course in Branson, Missouri. It touched down before any warning was issued. No injuries were reported. And this is an Arcus cloud, better known as a roll cloud, in Destin, Florida. They are relatively rare and often associated with the thunderstorm's gust front.
Listen to Off the Radar. New episodes every Tuesday. Find it wherever you get your podcasts.
Still just about 30 minutes before the polls close. Weather's holding out in Charleston quite well. Huntington, I think it'll stay dry through 7:30, but showers are on the way for Huntington at least. And pretty stout downpours, southern Wayne County down into Martin County right now, kind of gradually lifting on up towards the north. And eventually that will shift east into the Kanawha Valley later this evening and overnight. So some damp weather, and we'll be dodging some more of these slow-moving downpours tomorrow. There'll be some dry hours, probably a little more unsettled, though, tomorrow compared to today. A lot of us lucked out and held that off for much of the time. 72 for tomorrow with more clouds and sun. And then Thursday looks good, just a stray shower chance. I think most of us are pretty dry there. Foggy and cloudy to start, but we'll get some sun out. But more showers and storms are likely, especially late Friday. First half of the day may be okay. Late Friday, though, some rain. And then unsettled weekend. Models are a little slower with the rain getting out of here Sunday now. I'm going to try and talk them out of that. Get them to clear it out.
Do it, Doug. You have the power.
Yeah.
Well, that'll do it for us right now.
Eyewitness News continues at 10 o'clock here on Fox 11.
And then, of course, as you know, we're back over on WCHS at 11. Make it a great night. We'll see you.